Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sam's33 here, and welcome to another Pokemon TCG battle video. We have on the left my friend Nick, who you all have seen before. He has done a couple things for my channel, who's using his Darkrai Hammers Terrakion deck. And on the right is me using my Accelgor Dusknoir Gothitelle deck I talked about in my last mix-up episode. Now, I actually recorded 3 games this day, and pretty much all of them were terrible, including this one. First one, it was like my Rayquaza Eels against the Blastoise Keldeo, and it was like terrible. Nothing happened at all. I just steamrolled. And as you can see, I'm a little angry there. That leads me to my second game, where basically I made a horrible misplay, like on the first turn of not benching my Darkrai, and that cost me the game because he ended me, and then I never got one out. And I pretty much would have done. I pretty much would have won if I benched that thing, or the game would have continued. And then this game ends up being pretty bad. But it does show off a little more than the last game, and I had nothing else to upload today, so here you guys go. So, as you can see, I have Great Ball in here, which I did actually not talk about in my video. But I did actually take out the Ultra Balls for Great Balls, because you really don't... I realized you really don't want to discard anything in this deck. Like, I had games earlier that day where I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't discard anything. I have a Gothitelle Rare Candy, but I need a Darkrai in play. What do I do? And then you just Great Ball, because there's like 20-something Pokemon in this deck. You're gonna get something. And it's usually, so far, I've used the card like, I don't know, I haven't used it that much, like, probably like 6 times or something. It seems like every time I've gotten exactly what I've wanted, unless it was a prize. Yeah. So, I have a decent start, pretty much what you want on turn 1. Oh, Great Ball not done. It's a Duskull, so it's pretty much everything I could possibly ask for on turn 1. I don't know, you might want to, you usually preferably want to attach a double colorless to something before you attach the dark, because then if you don't, your opponent has a chance to catch or something and stall you out, and then you have to attach another dark. And then, that, I don't know what else to say. But he does play Enhanced Hammer, it is Darkrai Hammers, of course, so that might not have been it might have been a better decision to attach just the dark. Also, you usually, if your opponent doesn't know how the deck works, which they usually won't, they usually won't do things like that. Like, it's a kind of a, I would say it's kind of a rogue deck, so it's like not exactly the easiest thing to play against it. As you can see, that was a Dynamo he just played. That's actually a proxy of his for Crushing Hammer. I actually forgot about that. So that was kind of annoying. I had the Crushing Hammers for him. I think I have a playset of those, but I just forgot to give them to him. So I do get a second turn 2 Dusknoir, and a turn 2 Gothitelle. All this needs is a Accelgor, and be a pretty good turn. That one, Darkrai, of course. I can't really do anything, so just pass. So, yeah, as you can see, he does have the Prisms and Fighting, so he just runs Terrakion. I was hesitating if he ran that when I said it, but I remember that he did run it. And Enhanced Hammer. Double Corliss, that's going to be a problem for me. Of course, you want as many of those as possible. Well, 4 might not be necessary. If your deck is like 4 double Carlos and then like a 1/1 Accelgor, that's not going to be very good. But you want a lot of those. Is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. This game, you probably could tell how annoyed I am and how impatient I'm being just because of that stupid thing I did. It's just, really not something you want to be doing. I was trying to remember if he played a supporter, because sometimes that happens. Another Crushing Hammer. And it's heads, so there's all my energy. That's one of the problems this deck has, is having enough energy. You need 1 to retreat, and then you have to have enough double colors each turn to attack. Hammer is really no fun for anyone in this situation. see him just like tapping my hand and quickly doing these things. Yeah. I don't have any energy in place, so I can't deck and cover this turn because I sent up the Gothitelle. I do have a super out to get some things back, such as that Accelgor I had junipered earlier, which is nice. I noticed one of my sleeves is creased. Thankfully, I don't think there's anything valuable in that sleeve. I think it's like a Gothitelle or something. These sleeves, I don't know why. Some people, these are, I think there's SNK or something like that. I don't remember their exact SNK. That's the video game company. I don't remember what they're called. It's like 3 initials or something. But a lot of people seem to hate them. But I actually had these a long time ago before I was told they suck. So, yeah, I've just had them for a while. And I don't know, they're fine for me. I don't know why people hate them so much. Here, I attached double calls to Mew, but I realized I should attach it to a Accelgor because of Darkrai's psychic resistance. And I passed turn, but I really could have. I should have just used Hypnoblast from Gothitelle, put him to sleep. Wouldn't have done any damage because of the psychic resistance. If you don't know what that attack does, for one psychic it does 10 damage and it automatically sleeps them. You usually don't think about these pre-evolution attacks, but something I should say that the Hypnotic Gaze attack of Gothitelle is actually very useful, kind of in that Thunder Wave fashion as a last resort thing. I actually would have won a game earlier that day because I had Hypnotic Gaze I think it was a Darkrai. Yeah, it was a Darkrai twice in a row. First one was Tails, and the second one, if that one would have been Heads, I probably would have won because I knew he was out of Switch and Super Scoop Ups at that point. So, Hypnotic Gaze, remember that attack because it is useful. Of course, it's not advised because you have to put a Gothitelle in harm's way, which is very valuable in this deck. So, doing his turn, he picks up like 5 cards in a row from random receiver, but thankfully there's only one supporter in there. I don't really mind, even though I'm kind of annoyed right now, I don't think it is a problem. He saw 1 extra catcher, boo-hoo. I'm not sure if that's something you should call on a judge in a tournament if they revealed an extra card from random receiver. I don't think it is. I've seen that happen multiple times. Like, even in like some games reported from like Battle Roads and stuff, they don't seem like they seem to, they're flipping through random receiver super fast and they accidentally reveal an extra card. I mean, if they had already searched their deck, I would think that's not a problem. But I know there's a rule in organized play where if you haven't searched your deck and you did something involving your deck that would have affected that, like not putting out your prizes, or if you haven't searched your deck, it's not a big a problem. Wait. I'm trying to get 2 points out at the same time. But I know things like that sometimes involve whether you've searched your deck or not. Like, I know for prize cards, if you haven't searched your deck, it's not a penalty. Like a serious penalty. But if you have searched your deck, I think it's a game loss. So, looks like I'm in a pretty good situation. I have Gothitelle out now, even though my Gothitelle was just knocked out. And I have another level ball, so I can get a Shelmet out as well. So yeah, my field looks pretty good, other than a Darkrai, which can be a problem. Again, that your deck falls apart without Darkrai. Pretty much, you basically can't even use Gothitelle at that point, and also makes Dusknoir a huge catcher target because of its 3 retreat. It is horrible. It is like in that the Kyurem and Dustin, in the Kyurem deck, you can't retreat him. It's not, no, you can't. I actually had a situation where both my Darkrai's and Super Rods were gone, and I had to manually retreat a Dusknoir, which was horrible. And there he gets rid of my energy, so that's not good. That's bad. It's very bad. Now, I cannot deck and cover. Well, I can, but I can't retreat my Gothitelle if I get a Darkrai out. talking about something. I really don't remember. Yeah, Dusknoir. I had to attach a double Carlos and then I think a blend or something, and then like my last double Carlos gone or something. So I think I had 2 prized that game. So he passes. Oh, right. He's paralyzed. I forgot about that part. So Juniper 2 catchers, which is not good. It's not good to pry to Juniper 2 catchers. But there's really nothing I can catch her up at this point. I mean, I'd probably save those for Terrakion, but I don't think he can put down Terrakion at this point. He has a Darkrai Night Spearing. And as you know, I only have 2 catchers in this deck. That's a big problem. The catcher can be kind of cluttery in this deck. So, I'm going to touch Dark to Muse. It looks like I don't really have any options. Well, I do, but I forgot. I could have actually used Junk Hunt in this situation with Mew to use the Junk Hunt from Sableye, but I completely forgot. And I have done that before. It's really cool. Mew's cool like that. And here I use Sinister Hand to knock out a Sableye, which for some reason has to be light. And looks like that prize was a Great Ball, which was an amazing card to draw. I think that's a Gothitelle I just saw. Oh, there's another one. So yeah, definitely a very great card to draw, assuming I have a rare candy in my hand. So that's the power of Dusknoir. This probably one of the reasons why I showed this game as opposed to my other 2 terrible games. Is that there's something redeeming in that goes off. In this game does show off a lot that I wanted to show off. Gets poison damage. I even could have confused Ray if I really wanted to. Anything but nothing, of course. Sometimes you just forget that you can use all these attacks. It just makes it a really cool Pokemon to use. Especially in decks that have like rainbow energies. And this deck has blend energy, which is nice, but you know, in more interesting decks, like I don't know. Kling flying off the top of my head, it could be very interesting. Use like a Brave Fire from Reshiram EX or something. I don't know why I use that as an example. Here plays a random receiver. See what I'm saying. That lightning energy is a Terrakion proxy, I know. His proxies are so confusing. I have no idea how he tells them apart. I mean, even if I use a random other card technique, I usually make them similar. Like, I'll use items for crushing hammers, and I'll use Pokemon, like a fighting Pokemon for Terrakion, not just random cards. Anyway, back on topic. So I think this game does definitely summarize what I wanted to summarize about this deck. I can get set up even if you take down, like he took down like Gothitelle, that like pretty much usually would seal the deal if your stage 1 got knocked out. Most usually did, unless your deck has serious comeback power. And I pretty much have a full setup now, other than a Darkrai. Accelgor. I guess that's one of the problems of Great Ball. Can't always get you what you want. So yeah, and it also shows off that Dusknoir helps a lot because you can knock out things and get things from your prizes, which is very useful and something I take for granted a lot in this deck. You just think like, I'm not options. Can I do anything? Oh wait, I can use this to knock out a Sableye. Oh look, supporter for my prizes. Now I can do a whole bunch more stuff. It's just opens up a lot of possibilities. Yes, I can. They can cover this turn, so just go ahead and do that. Not a wise idea to attack into Mew EX or Accelgor without knocking it out. And there he gets poison. I think we forgot like a whole bunch of poison damage from earlier. I think it's just 1 round, but Darkrai does have resistance to Mew, so he's gonna take his turn. And you guys might notice at this point that my camera ran out of battery at this point. I mean, it didn't. It had like a couple seconds left in it, but Nick didn't really do anything on his turn. So yeah, that's why this game is bad. Would have gone on longer. Would have been more interesting. I I don't think we finished the game. Stopped because I was getting frustrated at that point. And I guess I should say that at this point that I did have both my Darkrai's prized. So that is another thing I want to show off, that this deck just has the infinite possibility of prizing like the worst things imaginable in every game. It is ridiculous. You've not seen a game with this deck if you haven't seen something like that happen, because it happens like every freaking game. It has to be something with the deck. I don't know how something could do this. How it could be a list, like, or a specific deck that has to prize this. Maybe it's just because every part of your deck is so important, and you can't really do anything without every little piece. So if a duplicate of something is prized, then you're screwed. Which is why I recommend running down map. You really have to. I mean, if this kind of stupid stuff keeps happening, there's no excuse for me not to run that card. But the problem is there's not even room for that card. Just one spot is very, very hard to find room for in this deck. All these stage 2s and porters and energy and not that many energy, but it's so cramped. It's just awful. It's awful. But yeah, hopefully I can get some games next week. I think I have cities next week actually, so that might be a problem. Maybe I could get together with some friends outside of the league and record some games. I don't know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for more Pokemon TCG battle videos later.